There is a new sophisticated scam on the loose that may even involve some of the bank's employees as an inside job.
Just said, your whole account is in jeopardy.
They added that the person trying to steal his account information was a Bank of America employee.
And this man lost his life savings in minutes. And even worse, they have you to use the bank ATM that you bank at to deposit the money.
Made two separate withdrawals totaling $27,000 and went to the bank's drive-through ATM and deposited his cash.
So this is a scam on so many levels that's really complex. And if you don't know what to look for, you can lose all your money and they can drain your accounts.
Late January, Dave had been running errands in Peoria when he got this text. It looked like it was from Bank of America, asking if he had made a recent $399 purchase from Best Buy. Concerned, he replied no, and was then given a phone number to call.
Sounded like they were from Bank of America. I asked for an ID number. They gave me one of those. They just said, your whole account is in jeopardy.
They added that the person trying to steal his account information was a Bank of America employee, instructing him to stay on the phone as he went to a nearby branch to empty out his accounts. He made two separate withdrawals, totaling $27,000.
Now, that part in itself of the scammer telling you to actually go to your banking branch could be disarming, because who would think that a scammer will want the bank to be aware of what's going on? Now, one way to protect yourself with my elite credit system, we use Smart Credit as our score provider, and they give you up to $1 million worth of fraud insurance for you and your family with your subscription. And they have Money Manager where you can link your accounts and it will send you alerts of any suspicious activity. If you like to sign up for that with my elite credit system and begin to clean up your credit, my user Greg, within 12 days, he was able to remove his collection. So that link is in the description of the video and in the pinned comment section. And if you go to my website, download this free heart inquiry removal package, and that link is in the description of the video and the pinned comment section as well.
At that point, they gave me instructions how to use my iPhone to tap into an account.
An account they had linked to his Apple Wallet. He then went to the bank's drive-through ATM and deposited his cash.
Well, I was panicking. This is my life savings and I don't have any assurances, but they sounded so real.
In a matter of hours, his life savings were gone.
Just didn't feel right about it.
Now, by depositing your money into your bank where you already banked at, you think they open a brand new account for you so you can transfer your money. So they use that bank ATM to even scam and even further rob this man of his life savings. So this is diabolical on so many levels, because you will assume I'm at my bank, at my branch, that this is a safe location for me, and you will believe your bank.
The next morning, he called Bank of America's fraud department, who he recalled said there was nothing they or law enforcement could do. But he decided to call Peoria police anyways.
I was actually on my off day.
Detective Mike Finney is with Peoria's Financial Crimes Unit and says in these cases, he typically only has a 72-hour window to reverse a money transfer.
Because of the way they did it, they used Dave as the victim to participate in his own fraud.
Finney got to work, marking the first time he had ever seen this particular ruse, where a scammer convinced a victim to create a card in their Apple Wallet to activate an ATM.
They basically turned his phone into a weapon to hold him hostage.
Finney got in touch with Bank of America, obtained account data, and wrote a search warrant asking for a freeze on the accounts. After 5 months of investigative work, he was able to recover about 90% of Dave's money.
So you want to be very careful, because the bank, pretty much when he finally did not feel right about it, the fraud department had no idea about what was going on, because they actually had no fraud on his account. And they were alerted once he told them what happened. And then they said it was nothing they can do about it. But thank goodness this man was able to call his local police and they were able to quickly step in. So just understand this as a lesson. If you call your bank, they cannot stop the transaction. Make sure you call your local police immediately.
Without the help of Peoria police, I'd be living with family. I'd be completely destitute.
Finney's investigation into Dave's case is still active. He has traced the scammer's account to Florida and is waiting on bank information to hopefully bring justice to the suspect. In the meantime, in a field where positive outcomes are rare, he's grateful he could bring one to his community.
So as you can see, if the detective did not get that warrant issued to Bank of America, this man could have lost all his life savings. And these rings are going on across the country. And this person was located in Florida. There was recently a multi-state fraud ring going around, and Florida detectives and sheriffs has just busted this ring operating, and this involved bank employees.
Antonio Penn, all right? He was the guy that was stealing the data from the M&T Bank, which is a bank group out of the Northeast United States. But his assignment at the bank didn't allow him access. He was a 5-year employee. So what did he do? He went to 2 of his associates, Barbara Frazee and Kamala Schaefer. Both of them had 35 plus years. And they were either giving him access to the bank data or giving him the code so that he could access the bank data. Then what he would do is once he obtained this data, he would send it to, we call him Oki Akushi, and Oki Akushi then would put it online with Telegram. When it went online with Telegram, people from around the world would purchase this information, and then subsequently they could set up accounts. All of the people we're talking about today, other than the tellers that provided access, had multiple accounts. And then they would buy the data offline and steal from the people. We stopped was an $8.8 million fraud and theft ring. Then Rashodo Durant there, he would also buy data, and Hassan Phillips, Michael Navarez, and Kevin Clayton, wouldn't you know it, he's here illegally, were 3 of the players. And then they would push money back upstream. Only 4 of what we know of hundreds of people that stole data.
And in this case, they were not only just working with the bank employees to get your information, but through Telegram, using it as a vehicle to sell the information to someone else who was out the country, and they sold it online, and they sold it through many nations. So it went just from bank fraud to now identity theft.
The irony of it is Antonio Penn and Oki, even though they masterminded the theft of all of this money through wire transfers, they only profited about $70,000 or $80,000.
So you want to always monitor your credit reports along with your bank accounts for any suspicious activity, because if these things are working with inside jobs, you must be visual more than ever off of your information. And I suggest don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you're working with multiple banks to spread your money out. So if one bank account is compromised, you have other accounts along with lines of credit, just in case with your credit cards, you can make purchases with that, and it has fraud protection where you can stop that transaction, unlike a debit card. Please watch out for these new complex scams and always monitor your credit. So hopefully this information was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments section. But if you have more detailed questions for me, you can go to my website and all your questions go directly to my cell phone. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned.